Mr. Timekeeper? Now I'd like to invite our next speaker, Mary Touch. Mary, could you please speak so I can hear if your microphone is clear?
Yes. Test 1, 2, 3. Test 1, 2, 3.
Excellent.
Great.
Excellent. Mary Touch, find the light. Find the light, Mary Touch.
Cùng bóp bòn, bà chồng khơi bùn lử. It means don't give up if you want to see the light. These are the words of my mother when she put her hand softly on my cheek. Madam Contest Chair, and you on the other side of the screen. You might have heard about the civil war in Cambodia, which is called Khmer Rouge. This war killed over 1.7 million Cambodian men, women, and children. Mrs. Uong Sopat was one of the survivors, and she is my mother. Before the war, she had a wonderful life. She was married with 4 beautiful children and lived in a very good lifestyle. Because of the war, she lost everyone in her family. Her mom, her dad, her sisters, her husband, and her 4 children. Each of them died in her arms, tragically. She was at the point of dying too. But she refused to give up. It wasn't easy. Whenever she thinks about her lost family and children, a river of tears drops across her cheek non-stop. She wants them back. After the war, she had nothing left, only her life. Well, you know what? It wasn't long before my mom met my dad and they got married. And they had 4 delightful children. I am the cutest. My father was a motor taxi driver, and my mom sold food at a small village. Despite their effort, we lived in poverty. And because of the war, my mom suffered from neurological issue. Yet, she conquered every obstacle and thrived. Today, she is 80 years old and is one of the happiest people I know. I am so proud and happy for her. Her story gives me inspiration. When everything was dark, she found the light, and her light shines in me. In 2013, I got married and moved to Canada with a big hope of building a new life and beautiful family. However, life doesn't always go according to plan. First, no one told me about the snow here. Second, I ended up divorcing my husband. When I was in the marriage, I was always a housewife, a home mom. I didn't know what I am capable of other than cooking, cleaning. Now, I became a single mother of 2 children. I felt like 500 pounds of responsibility fell on my shoulder. And I needed to learn to walk all over again. At one point, I felt exhausted. Cùng bóc bong và chồng khơi bừng lửa. My mother, the voice of my mother whispered in my ears, don't give up if you want to see the light. That powerful phrase keep moving me forward in life. The burden that I carry is nothing compared to my mother. And she did it. Why can't I? Well, look at me now. I've got my own job, I've got my own home, my own car, and I've got 2 great daughters. I'm standing strong on my feet. And I am going to show my daughter the strength it takes to survive and thrive, just like my mother showed me. Therefore, they could show their children the same way. Fellow Toastmasters, winters here in Canada is long. It seems the night lasts forever. But my mother showed me, no matter how long the night or the dark were, I must continue to find the light. Cùng bóc bóng và chồng khơi bừng lửa. Don't give up if you want to see the light. Contest chair.
Now our Falk W. Kaiser, Falk W. Kaiser.
Falk is being transferred.
Mr. Zoom, could you keep my camera on so the, okay, great. Thank you. Whoops. There we go.
Madam Contest Chair, Falk is in the room.
Yes, Falk W. Kaiser. Falk, you're muted.
Yep, got it.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. All right, Falk W. Kaiser, Falk W. Kaiser.
Fellow Toastmasters, most welcome guests, and especially you, Davender. That was extraordinarily emotional. That was so heartfelt in a night of heartfelt speeches. It fit in perfectly. What a great story. And the delivery was wow. You had great tone. You had great pace. You had wonderful emotions. You were so close. I could see the tears in your eyes. I could feel the heart in your voice. I could hear absolute beauty. It was stunning. Now, some people might criticize you. Why didn't you use gestures? Why didn't you use the whole space? I actually think you did perfect. It was a perfect speech, just standing with your face and looking into the camera. And boy, did you have eye contact. You moved us to, you moved me to tears. My heart was pounding. It was fantastic. You don't always have to take space. This speech, the close-up, I found perfect. It's one of the things I love. Your content, 3 great stories. Adriana in Holland and the Nazi invasion and all the rigmarole she had to go. And then another thing I absolutely loved was, oh my gosh, you gave a reveal. You opened a Prestige. You were talking about your mother. And that was a wonderful transition. You transitioned beautifully. And then you started talking about you a little bit and your life with your mom. And then you brought a third story, and this was the plea. This was the knockout punch. This just went through my heart, out my spine, and across the room. Davy, come home. I want you to come home. That line I will remember forever. Davender, that was wonderful. Then you got like a third story a little bit. You went into a 4th story about her cancer. And that's probably the biggest recommendation I would have for you. Maybe not have talked about you, have kept the story about your mom, because you were already first person. You were already involved. You were already showing the power. So I would have done that. But the language was eloquent and clear, and the emotions real. Your stance, you were so present. That was the big reveal in this. You were present. Everybody was present with you, and you had a great wish at the end for all Ukrainians to live a full life like your mom. Wonderfully done, Madam Contest Chair.
Thank you, Falk.